When money's tight, cutting out supplements is probably one of the first things you do, right? But did you know that you might wind up costing yourself a whole lot more, especially as you get older? Hi, I'm Danny Curtin. Thanks for joining me today. I just came across a new report that associates a list of 11 dietary supplements that, if taken daily, contribute to a substantial savings in healthcare costs. Now, if you're familiar with my channel, you know that when it comes to selling dietary supplements, companies are not permitted to make any type of preventative or curative claims about the products they are selling, even if those claims happen to be true. For example, we all know that people that take vitamin D regularly deal with less colds and flu. But if a company says that their brand of vitamin D prevents cold or flu, they are now breaking the law. I'd like to point out that the key phrase in this report that I just mentioned is that these supplements are associated with healthcare cost savings, not disease cure or prevention. I did recently make a video about what supplement companies are allowed to advertise, which includes everything on a product label as well as everything on their website. So if you haven't seen that video, I'll post a link to it at the end of this one. Whether you've watched that video or not, the Supplement to Savings report was published by the Council for Responsible Nutrition, also known as the CRN. Now, the CRN is a trade and lobbying organization that represents the natural product industry, and they do a lot of really good things. However, a large portion of the CRN member companies are pharmaceutical companies. So I do get a little worried that they act like somewhat of a controlled opposition from time to time. But that's a topic for another day. Now, this report lays out over 160 detailed pages about the significant healthcare lowering costs of omega-3 fatty acids, magnesium, fiber, vitamin K2, vitamin D3, calcium, lutein, zeaxanthin, B vitamins, probiotics, and choline. Now, being that it's February and February is Heart Health Month, I'm going to dive into the vitamin K2 findings. As many of you know, coronary artery disease is one of the leading causes of death and a significant contributor to the overall cost of healthcare worldwide. In the Supplements to Savings report, the CRN found that supplementing with vitamin K2 helps to reduce costs associated with coronary artery disease. If you're not familiar, coronary artery disease is the condition where the arteries that supply blood to the heart become narrow or blocked, which can lead to a heart attack or other cardiovascular event. Vitamin K2 has the ability to maintain healthy blood vessels by preventing the buildup of plaque in the arteries. It also helps regulate the metabolism of calcium, which can prevent calcification in the arteries. Another risk factor for high coronary artery disease healthcare costs. The report concluded that men taking a mere 120 micrograms per day and women taking 90 micrograms per day are currently saving a total of $9.48 billion a year in healthcare costs. That's an incredible amount of savings, and that's with only 1.7% of Americans currently taking vitamin K2. The report states that if the entire population of those aged 55 and up took K2 daily, at least 81,000 medical events would be avoided per year. Wow. So what should you do right now? If you're already taking vitamin K2, then good on you. If you're not, you need to order some or go to the store right away, especially if you're getting a little bit older. Not to mention, there seem to be quite a lot of mysterious cardiovascular events going on right now, but I'm not going to elaborate on that. There are a few things you should know when looking at a bottle of K2. On the supplement facts panel, you'll see vitamin K2 listed and the total micrograms. But underneath the types of K2 will also be listed as MK and a number. Now, most K2 products only consist of one type of K2 chain, and that's called MK7. And others may only contain MK4, or they may have both. At the time of this recording, February 5th, 2023, there are only 4 types of vitamin K2 available, which are MK4, MK6, MK7, and MK9. I recommend finding a full spectrum K2 product, one that has all 4 types, in order to get the most benefit. And since we're talking about heart health, I'd be remiss to not mention blood cleansing. In order to stay in tip-top cardiovascular shape, I would definitely want to combine vitamin K2 with a product that contains the blood cleansing enzyme nattokinase. And yes, you can actually clean your blood with this enzyme. I'll leave links to the 2 products I recommend for that enzyme in the description below. And that's it.